I knew this joke was coming. I was expecting this joke to come. They set it up, but still.
Oh, say.
It fucking got to me. Second only to this. And second only to this.
Do you guys know about his wife?
Huh? My what?
Episode 5 of the Amazing Digital Circus, titled Untitled, oh my god, meta on meta, has the internet, oh my god, fans are loving, living, laughing, hating. So many things are happening all at once. Some people call it a Ragatha episode. Other people call it a Jax episode. Caine is breaking down. Nobody knows what's going on. And I'm still unsure if I vibe with it. Y'all know my history with this show where I jumped in at a certain point and just refused to watch previous episodes. And now I'm here like, should I have just left this show alone? Should I drop it? I like it, don't get me wrong. This shit is still like a masterpiece in every way. Animation be animating. There was at least, I think, 5 different set locations for this episode. That is why it took so damn long. Like they made some sceneries that were only on screen for like a minute. 3D locations, assets that we probably never see again for a minute of screen time. The work ethic is insane. But my biases aside, let's just talk about the episode. So the gang come back from what I assume to be a horrendous water episode. Zubul is just living their best life, reading magazine on the couch. They don't care. They're living, laughing, loving. Pomni was absolutely about to have a breakdown. She just couldn't even stand up anymore. The rest of the cast who are used to this bullshit are just like, yeah, we're just gonna go. I think Jax kept saying that he wanted to sleep. Ragatha is trying to be the positive person to keep Pomni like, hey, at least we survived. And Jax is like, yeah, no shit. Jax spoke in this episode. He spoke a lot, and you can see that he's trying to get to Pomni, get on Pomni's good side, just connect with her in a way that just felt off to me. It kind of felt like the bully is being nice to you, and you're like, what is your angle? God, I fucking hate that because I have personal experience with this shit. Damn it. It feels weird. Oh my god, I actually noticed Zubul's new. Every episode, they say she has like new parts. This is new. This is new. I don't know about this is new. Oh god, the peg leg. I just love the little details that you can miss. Caine is trying to figure out, okay, why don't you guys like my adventures? Why don't you love me? And Zubul is like, yeah, because they suck. It's so weird for an artificial intelligence to have feelings. It's so weird that Caine wants people to enjoy his specific adventures. You'd think he doesn't really care. He'd just be like, okay, adventure is an adventure, whether it's my idea or your idea. But no, he wants it to be his idea. I love that animation. Look at Gangle. Just ribbons. I don't know what Ragatha was gonna do with eggs. Oh god, Kinger's holding the eggs upside down. Caine is trying to figure out, okay, what is it about my adventures that you specifically don't like? Here are some fun ideas. And he's talking about like the most macabre, the most deranged shit you can actually think of. And the crowd is just like, yeah, no, why do you want to torment us all of a sudden? And again, with it all started happening, I think, with Pomni's introduction because the second adventure she was on was like Candy Kingdom. It got existential, not of Pomni's own volition, but I actually think the existentialness was Caine's plan. Because even in the Haunted Manor, it had like 2 versions of the adventure. There was a nice version and then there was a dark one. Now he's kind of just forcing the dark side of the adventure on you. He doesn't want with the Candy Kingdom, Pomni just stumbled upon it by accident. And in the mansion, he kind of alluded that you could have the choice. Now you just don't have the choice. You're going on the good adventure or the bad one. Oh, the pod, the 3D pod. That's so cool. This is a 3D joke. Ragatha is still trying to be nice, saying, look, your ideas are trauma porn. And Caine is like, then how do I please all of you? And that is such a robotic thing to think because as a human, you know it is beaten into you from birth that you cannot please everyone. Zubul then says, hey, you know those ideas that we gave you that you don't like? I kind of actually vibed with them. They were actually kind of good. Caine looks like he's ready to strangle her. And he's like, wait, you had fun? She was like, yeah, it was refreshing. It was different. And Pomni is like, yeah. I didn't have a breakdown in that one. Gangle did. Everyone is showing that they kind of like it, but you can see Ragatha. I don't know why Ragatha is like panicking at the sight of Gangle. Maybe it's because, okay, the adventure was fine, but I was mean in it. At least with your adventures, I can pretend to be nice through and through. But everybody still prefers the human suggested adventures, and they don't want to hurt Caine's feelings in the process. Jax holistically doesn't give a shit. He's so desperate to be loved. I've never pitied an omnipotent being so much. He's like, what do I do? Because everyone's adventures is different. Some people like some people's adventures, others don't. Why are you bending over, Jax? What the hell is happening? I love this part where Caine is like, can you believe this? The toy box character wants all the other sentient beings to run free. And I was like, wait. What do you mean by that? Sentient beings? Because we thought they were just code without free will. And I was like, oh, there's deeper meaning to this. I had a theory, and I really want to make it an entire video, but I can't do that off of just one sentence. I'm not these guys. Oh my god, I don't know why they're catching strays, but the idea that Caine and Bubble are kind of the rogue AIs, and everyone else is not a rogue AI. They are. They're the ones that kind of hijack the whole system, kind of like, oh my god, what's its name? No, from Wreck-It Ralph, the King guy, King Candy, Turbo. This is a turbo situation where they kind of hijack the game to fit their own image. Maybe that's why it's glitching, because they're forcing their will on it when that is not the intended purposes. All these AIs are supposed to run free, but they are kind of like hard resetting it. That would be such a cool video idea. But again, I don't have a lot of meat. There's not much meat to these bones. Caine zipped up Zubo's lip, and she's like, what are you even zipping? I don't have a mouth. And I'm like, then where did the voice come out of? That little hole on the side of your head? What is happening? Okay, so I'm kind of digging too deep into this starting part. I really need to speed run through this. Caine says, okay, we're going to go through all your ideas in a lightning round and see which one we like best and just go from there. And he just says, okay, on to the next adventure. And they're like, wait, we just came back from one. And Jack's still screaming he wants to sleep. The first adventure, look at this environment that was on screen for, let's see, how many minutes? Oh my God. Literally a minute. All this environment. And it would not take a day or whatever. But yeah, the trees do kind of look similar, but still. The first adventure is Poacher's Paradise, which is Jack's idea, where he's a hunter and he goes around hunting all the other people of the circus, and then he pretends to maul them to death. Zubo is not fucking with this. This is the first time they actually look coherent. Because, you know, the head just fits. And a voting, anthill. A voting system was implemented where they can vote to have something happen, you know, democracy. And in this first vote, they voted for Jax to be vegan. And I like how it took me a while to realize this, but in the voting system, the person who calls for a vote, they're not allowed to vote. Because next time, when we'll see it later, but Jax gets put in a maid outfit, Zubul brought up the vote. Zubul was not a part of it. And when Jax voted for something to happen to Zubul, he wasn't there. And it's like a voting system where you don't get to participate. I don't know, maybe because you don't want to skew everything in your favor, but that's kind of like doing an election and not allowing politicians to participate. So they have Jax be vegan and they go to the next adventure. This is fucking 3D. Realistic assets. Is that actually water simulation on the fountain? And this scene is only here for like 3 seconds. God. Okay, not 3 seconds, maybe 5. That went on for a little bit, but the background, everything. The next one is President Pomni, and we still don't even know whose idea this specifically is. Maybe it's Ragatha trying to get on Pomni's good side, but this one was actually kind of funny, where Pomni is being asked to make a lot of difficult decisions and she cannot. And Kinger has a moment of lucidity where he's like, hey, everyone got a piece of paper telling them what to do. Where's yours? I'm like, we know Jax kind of sniped it, but why was Pomni's sheet given to Jax? Somebody make that make sense. And there's the glowing baby head. We're not going to talk about it. The whole stick, Zubo breaking into pieces, is that there is a New Zealand terrorist. And it wasn't even Jax's stick. It was supposed to be gangled. Jax just stole it I don't know, to make Pomni's life difficult, make make Gangle's life miserable because Gangle is actually strapped with bombs. This is so fucking stupid. I love it. I there was, like I said, there's jokes in this that made me laugh. I won't say haha laugh. The joke, I watched this episode and KPDH on the same day, and hands down this is still the funniest joke of that day.
She wants to meet and she's late?
But this still got me to chuckle. No haha laughs, but even watching it back is like, oh my god, why? Why are you like this? You hate him, but it's like he is entertaining. And Caine is like, oh my god, he is such an actor. There's a quip a minute. I won't say it almost felt like a Marvel movie, but it did feel very intentional. Like, yeah, this is a horror, but they want you to laugh through the uncomfortability. Because one thing that made me very fearful was that Jax quote unquote killed Gangle in the last episode, and we do not see her for the entire like almost this entire skit. And I was like, is Gangle just gone? What's happening? Ragatha is still trying to be positive to Pomni, and it doesn't work. Ironically, Kinger helps her more by just being stupid. But I was still so afraid when I didn't see Gangle. Like, where are you, bestie? What's happening? What's going on? She showed towards the end, and I'm like, is this more hinting at Jax going to be the one to cause her abstraction? I don't know. Everybody's just so chill with Gangle coming in with an actual bomb strapped to them, and it's like, oh, this was a fake bomb. That's the real one. So did Jax was now the time that Gangle was supposed to come in, or did Jax waste all of their time and cause all of them to blow up? I just love the New Zealand Australian terrorist bit. It's like God fucking damn it. An intermission kicks in, and this was when no, not the intermission is after this. They went to an anime high school. What? They went to wow. They just got isekai'd into an anime. The words were not wording. Kinger is the professor, Jax is the bad boy. The thing I like about Zubul is they put them in the typical boy uniform with the collar flirt of bad boy, get in trouble uniform. Jax actually has his tie on, but they gave them eyeshadow as well. And it's like, oh, feminine but masculine. They didn't put them in a skirt, but I just like it. I just like how gender non-conforming Zubu is and how they try to make her, because it's easier to make them more feminine in a masculine outfit than masculine in a feminine outfit, if you make sense. This scene sent people into the stratosphere where Gango is having her little anime draw arc. And why did I say anime? Anime protagonist draw arc. And Jack's pulling out the chair with the commanding pose, sitting and talking to Pomni. And if you look in the background, my girl Mel is on the wall from the Gaslight District. He's here trying to say, oh, can you believe these people? I actually noticed this after this episode, but do we see Jax's tongue? His teeth are always there. His mouth is always going up and down, but I was like, doesn't his teeth separate? Is that only when he's yelling or angry? It's kind of weird now that I noticed it. And Pomni's like, I don't give a shit. You threw me out of a truck. And this joke by Kinger is like, today we're going to learn about English. I think he just used the, oh my God, what's it called? Kontai? I forgot what it's called. Help me in the comments. But he wrote English in Japanese, which is funny, I assume. Jax just wants to skip this. Zubul is like, we're not skipping it because it is Gangle's idea. Everybody knows it's Gangle's idea, and Jax is about to just embarrass her, and she's like, no, we can skip it. And I'm like, even if we skip it, he can still say the idea. It doesn't make it not exist. Then they go to a peaceful setting. I think this is Pomni's idea, where they're outside the digital circus. Fireflies are flying around. Fireflies. Firefly. There's a song about fireflies. Oh God. You would not believe your eyes. Okay. I was like, if I don't remember that song, I'm gonna shoot myself. They're having a picnic. They're just chill downtime. And Jax surprises everyone. He shows empathy. Like, do you believe Gangle is capable of being happy? And Pomni's like, why do you give a shit? It's like, why do you care? You're her main tormentor. You do not do anything in the pursuit of her happiness. And Ragatha comes in basically like, you're a jerk. She doesn't like how much time these two are spending together. She doesn't appreciate how close Jax is attempting to get to Pomni, maybe because of something that happened in the past. Pomni then asks, do you even have any friends? And Ragatha let the mean girl slip of not anymore. And you could just tell, oh, bestie touched several nerves. Just look at Jax's hand here. The way he crunched up the blades of grass. God damn it. And Ragatha immediately goes back to default setting. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. Huh, huh. You know that thing where you just put your foot in your mouth? And Pomni, I think it's at this moment she realized he is the jerk. But all the things he does is surface level, like bullying, things that you don't even take to heart. You just move with it because nothing he does to us physically happen here. Ragatha cuts deep. Even in the last episode when she said things to Gangle, she could have caused her abstraction. So Ragatha is more capable of really doing damage than the designated mean boy of the group. And I even like this kind of divide where you can see the group on the right and the group on the left because Jax is just not welcome there. He's been such a menace. And Ragatha is trying to assert herself into Pomni's side, but she just can't. So she's leaving their side to go to the other side. And I just kind of like this scene with Kinger where there's fireflies behind him. She's like, hey, have you seen this? He's like, oh, and he looks down. And he's like, no, behind you, my beloved mentally unstable individual. Jack's still giving her the side eye, like, I will absolutely murder that bitch if it's possible. And you can tell Pomni is the designated group therapist. And I think it's at this moment that she's locked in that she'll try and figure him out just to see why he's the way he is because everybody, she feels like she needs to quote unquote save everybody, even though she doesn't. But the fandom online was so, oh my God, look at them deltoids. Man's back is ripped. I know it's 3D animation deforming, but goddamn. People online are so pissed about Pomni's newfound friendship with Jax, which was actually leaked to us by the voice actor. Remember when he said, "Oh, who would be most likely to be closer friends with Pomni?" He said with Jax. Michael Kovac said Pomni, and people are like, "Oh my God, it's shipping confirmed." I made a whole short about it, and we came out saying, "No, he just answered a question that aligned to the headcanon." And I'm like, "Bestie, you could have just lied and just said, I don't know." I don't know. You don't have to answer people. But this was kind of a spoiler because I was watching this. I was like, oh God, yeah, Pomni would be closer to Jax. Michael told us. But Pomni's budding friendship with Jax doesn't make sense. Oh, feetsies, the dogs are out. Makes sense with a lot of fans because why is she giving him the time of day? He's such a bully. And I don't think, for me, I think people are not ready to accept the fact that what if Pomni is a mean girl? She doesn't like the false positivity, the pretending everything is fine. We are in this hellscape, and accepting that everything is fucked is the best way to connect with her. And Jax is the only way, Jax has been the only person to show her the bullshit of the situation. But it's also interesting that the image that people had of Pomni is not this ooh nice girl because she's running around abandoned buildings and filming it because we find out later she's a YouTuber. She's one of us. She doesn't give nice girl energy. And I don't think the fandom is ready to accept that. Jax finds out that his tail is gone. He's like, wait, I've had a tail for forever. She's like, I've never seen you with a tail. And he's like, when did that happen? And I'm like, okay, a lot of things happening to Jax this episode. I want to make a detailed video about that. We're already not running out of time, but a lot of things are happening to him. He cannot eat meat. His tail is gone. Caine is able to manipulate him in ways that he doesn't understand. And Caine is over here freaking out that they are appreciating their suggestions more than my own. And I'm like, why do you care? I think Bubble even said this. You can go kill yourself here. I'm like, wait, what? What the hell is happening? So he just interrupts this moment where everyone is actually having a good time. It's like, bro, your adventures is not even helping. They just want to lay down, but you can see the control freak in him start to manifest. And then intermission happens, and this was the biggest fuck you fever dream ever. I've never in my life felt like I was on drugs until this moment. Like, what is happening? Okay, budget. it reminded me of that sequence from God, I'm showing my age. The elephant sequence in Disney. Shit. Oh my God, what's the name of the movie? You know, the one with the elephant and the giant ears. And like more than 60% of the runtime was the fever dream. Dumbo. Oh God, thank you. It was Dumbo. Okay, work besties. It was Dumbo, and they had this similar moment of just acid trip. Jack stops in front of a room, and everyone is like, "Oh, that's his friend, that abstracted." And Ragatha has a meltdown later where she's like, "You ruined everything." So this might be implying that, oh, he abstracted his friend, he ruins everything, so people don't want to get close to him, and Ragatha doesn't want Pomni to get close to him, so she doesn't abstract as well. The next we have a bar scene, and Jax is still freaking out, like, how can Caine control him? He can never do that before. And a lot of people are saying NPC behavior. I don't know why people like this scene more than the grass scene previously. Maybe because they got a lot of lore and backstory, but I just liked everyone vibing and not being stressed out. So at the bar, we figure out, oh yeah, Jax tried to do another vote. It doesn't work. And you can see Jax's bubble didn't pop up. Caine is like, democracy. He's just sad. Boy's just sad. And Spider is like, oh no. It's like, bruh, he's an asshole. Ragatha comes in looking snatched. Hello, bestie. Oh god, Kinger looking dapper as hell. And in the bar scene, we find out that Zubul used to be a tattoo artist and a bartender. Gangle used to work in fast food and dropped out of college, I believe. She didn't pursue her art. Pomni was an accountant and a side hustling YouTuber who didn't get any views. Or maybe she entered this abandoned, I want it to be she's live streaming. She entered this abandoned building and put on the headset. And maybe that's how she gets help. Because that's the only way people can get out of this nightmare. They're hearing her talk about the adventures as she's on this chair with the headset and the live stream is just running. Oh god, until the battery of the device runs out. We find out that Ragatha is a rich girl. She comes from money. Jax tries to lie about having like this disease, and Zubul is like, I don't buy it. I think I've read comments somewhere that said his story was from Breaking Bad because he had like lung cancer or something. But I think maybe there's an element of truth to that because only somebody who's dying that doesn't really care about life would enjoy a place like this because their reality is just not worth it. And was at this moment that I think Zubul started to figure out that Jax doesn't doesn't like corn. Ragatha traumatomps that, oh, her mom was abusive verbally. She doesn't really care about her. I don't really care about her either, but I don't think she misses I'm gone. I don't think they remember how they got into the circus, but maybe they remember the last moments because Pomni did say she remembered putting a headset on her head, but they don't remember their names. So maybe they actually do know how they got here, but they're just not willing to share. And Ragatha is like, oh yeah, no, it's all fine. It's all Dory now. And you can see Jax is actually sad about her backstory. Makes me believe Ragatha, Jax, and that frog guy, if you go through Gooseworks, the creator of the show's Tumblr, you find out his name was Ribbit. Maybe they were a trio of friends. And you can see that trio of friend aftermath kind of trying to form around Pomni, but they can't because Jax abstracted that person, and that's why Ragatha absolutely hates him. I don't know. That's just a vibe I'm getting. But you can tell he's like, oh well, that friendship died, or oh well, she might have had a difficult life, but that's not my problem. He tries to talk to Kinger, and he's just like, yeah, never better. Mental instability. He is the happiest person here. I truly believe it. Pomni mentions his wife, like, hey, do you guys know about this? And Kinger is like, I have a what? So you can tell Kinger has been here so long. His wife was gone such a long time ago that probably these new inhabitants never even met her. They came and met an unstable Kinger. Because if they knew about Kinger's story, it doesn't make sense for them to just dismiss him. Well, they don't even dismiss him. He's involved, but he's just not. He doesn't get respect like how Pomni treats him. This individual comes in and he's called the disappearing man. He just pops in and out, but he's supposed to be a random NPC, but we see him in the circus later. Jack's still trying to get close to Pomni, not helping cases. Ragatha is about to implode. Yeah, she's trying so hard to make sure their friendship doesn't bloom. And Pomni is like, okay, you can just tell the friend that's trying too hard or the person that's really trying hard to befriend you, and you just don't vibe with them, or you vibe with them, but just not that much. Jax points out how she was a total bitch in the last episode to Gangle. And she's like, wait, what? No, I wasn't. It kind of makes her whole niceness also seemed very performative and fake. Like, okay, bestie, we get it. You're nice, but why just allow yourself to be mean? And I guess maybe that's Jack's whole master plan to show people that she's not as nice as she pretends to be. And Zubul is like, look, let her pretend to be nice. And then she brings out the corn. She noticed it the whole day and she's like, yeah. And oh, I think, wait, I was gonna say, are they wearing a skirt? Because this looks to be a skirt, but we can see through it. So what is happening here? Is this clipping? Oh, I think this is clipping. The skirt is clipping through the light. Maybe, I don't fucking know. Slay queen. And what the hell? Why was your tongue out? Caine is interrupting again, and Zubul is like, "What the fuck is your problem?" Good old fashioned softball. I wonder whose idea this one is. We have the evil versions of the character, which has a lot of implications. But the biggest one is, why is there no evil Gangle? Is Gangle just dead in the code, or inevitably going to be dead? She's gonna be the sacrificial lamb. My favorite joke of him just disappearing is just fucking hilarious. But all the NPCs, not even trying to make them. This is actually kind of terrifying now. Not even trying to give them personalities anymore. At least in the Candy Kingdom, it's fine. Kinger just had all the banger lines here. He says, "I don't know what I am, or where I am, or who I am, but I know how I am." They go out and evil, quote unquote, Jax is just nice. And I like how the story is kind of painting. He is rotten to his core. He is just a lost cause. Even the creator was coming out online saying, look, I made the motherfucker. I love him. He's my favorite character, but y'all fuckers are doing too much to defend him. He's just a bad guy. Accept it. Evil Ragatha is just maybe, or this is maybe their inner thoughts. You know, deep down, this is how Ragatha feels sometimes, but with Jax, deep down, that's how he feels. That would be nice. But with Gangle, it's like deep down, she's just not there. The sports game go on. Ragatha doesn't play well, and Gangle has the most diabolical idea to play, and they had it to a vote, and that's how I knew Gangle put this vote, because I was like, why wasn't it Zubul? Because Zubul's bitch ass was the one that suggested it to Gangle. What is happening here? Because Zubul could have made this idea and Jax wouldn't have tried to absolutely murder her. Like, yep. Oh no, you can't see his mouth. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen his tongue. Oh my god, he actually lifted his dress. Look at him. Like, oh my god. I don't want this video to hit 30 minutes, but it is actually really fun. It is like, I'm not going out like that. There's a boob window in the maid dress. Nobody pointed this out. Zubul is like, huh, so how the turntables. And it's like, yeah, the person who bullies doesn't like to be bullied. And he is so pissed off that Gangle is like, oh, I've never seen you like this. And there is a moment where some fans were worried that, oh, he might actually break. It's like, oh, so you don't like with Jax bullies you physically. He doesn't embarrass you psychologically. He took Kinger's hand with the baseball bat. He is look at the legs. He just doesn't want to be here. His counterpart is like, oh, you're gonna do good. He's like, I want you 6 feet under. The centipede freaks me out. He's like, oh no, no ball. Kinger tried to use his eyeball. Then he's like, huh, no, wait, your eyeball is better. Just throwing eyes all over the place. The evil Zubul. Evil Zubul is not even evil. They're just dumb. So I guess maybe deep down they're trying to say Zubul is dumb. Places the eyeball on her. Jax is like, I just tried to kill myself. The eyelashes be eyelashing. The winged liner. Giving Hell of a Boss a run for its money. Kinger is like, wait, what about who happened? Ragatha is trying to have a moment with Pomni, but it's like in her honest and defeated self, she's more able to connect with Pomni than when she's trying to be like uptight and pristine. And I guess maybe that's not Ragatha doesn't really like that. Huh. Pomni did look over to Jax and suggest Ragatha take her place. I love Jax and evil Pomni here, just like, maybe it's another symbolism of Jax being able to connect to Pomni's evil side. They got a ball because Caine did it and manifested a new one, and Jax threw the game. So now he's back on their side, and that's when Pomni suggests, oh God, Ragatha. God. I heard a comparison, I'm pretty, maybe it's from Sarcastic Chorus, that Jax and Ragatha are acting like the angel and devil on Pomni's shoulder. I didn't buy it at first, but I see it now and I hate it. They're all just trying to manipulate her into a side, and she's like, I can think for myself. But unfortunately, she is getting manipulated by the demon that is Jax. And Ragatha is really upset by that. And she's like, look, it's okay to just be a dick. You don't have to be nice all the time. And she's like, you just don't get it. He's not a nice person. And she knows that, but she's not trying to live a fake reality that everything is fine. And Ragatha actually did apologize to Jax about what she said. And you can tell that shit hit this fucker's soul to the core. He went into full cat mode. Ugh, she's so awkward about it. Almost to the point that it feels like Pomni is trying to divide Jax and Ragatha, trying to put them on opposite sides so they don't always argue. The other team come in, they lose, and oh no, it's here that Pomni gives Ragatha a chance to play ball. So I don't even know why some people are saying, oh, Pomni was trying to have some alone time with Jax by lying to Ragatha, because Ragatha willingly left them alone. She didn't lie to her to have a moment with Jack. She already left. We saw it with our eyeballs. The game has ended. They won, but Ragatha didn't do anything. And she's like, oh, I don't deserve all this praise and recognition. It's like, no. You won. This should have been Pomni's, or maybe she feels like, oh, this should have gone to Pomni. Why is it me? The core group is always together, but those two are always off doing their own thing. The spell or the adventure is over, so the maid dress is gone, and he's a cannibal again, I guess. I don't know why he couldn't just do this as a vegan. Nothing is stopping you from. I don't think he actually ate him. What is going on? And she finds it funny. And I don't know why Ragatha sees that as a problem, him hurting. He's hurting an NPC, a thing that doesn't exist. But Ragatha's kindness is through your own faults. You must be nice. And Caine is like, well, I hope we learned that your ideas are stupid. And only my ideas are good. And Zuba's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I like those ideas. And then Jax is like, hey, Pomni, do you want me to show you that thing? And she's like, oh yeah, let's go. And Ragatha is like, oh no, they're becoming friends. He doesn't like me. Why is Zubu walking like a pregnant lady? I get she has a peg leg, but come on. Keep them legs together, girly pop. An ominous ending of a puppet NPC. We thought they weren't allowed into the digital circus, but they say they show up. So I have one of two theories, which I'll try and extrapolate on in another video, because God, this one is getting too long. This is either the original Jax, because we're thinking Jax is an NPC. They got deleted because Jax came into the circus and pretended to be somebody, and this got deleted. But Caine can't actually delete a person, so their consciousness just transferred to one of these mannequins. Or maybe this is Gummy Goo. Maybe. Let me know what you think about that theory, anything you can add on, and I'll try and put it in that video. But this one is long enough. The seeds are being set and they vanish. Also, vanishing guy. Okay, no, they don't vanish. They actually leave. That was an episode and a half. I vibe with it. That's the best I can say. It's nice. I don't want people to come after me saying it's a masterpiece, TVC, how dare you? You know my likes. You know I love mystery. I love trying to put pieces together. I love interpersonal drama. But I don't like things that are slow. I think that's my problem. This episode was a little too slow. They had the bar scene and the outside the circus scene. I don't even know why they just don't leave the circus, because this fucking place is too overstimulating for me. There was too many slow moments. And I like this new trajectory of animation where everything goes a mile a minute, but people don't, and they like things to be slower. But ironically, this episode was so slow that people were complaining about the pacing, that it was shotgun and then slow, then shotgun, then slow. Pick one. I like it when it's fast. I say that, but you can't have fast, slow, fast, slow. And then we'll complain, and blah, blah. It was a nice 8.5 to 9 out of 10 episode, but I can tell it just wasn't my cup of tea. I love the humor, I love the characters, but something just isn't clicking, and I don't know what it is, and I don't really think I care that much, because it's still good. You shouldn't care either. If you love this, good for you. I can admit that, but it's fine. I like it. We should be able to just say that without being crucified, you know? But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Bye.